Yo, it's your boy, C5 Soldier, and today I've got with me
Floppy Bob.
And
Cystitis.
yeah, nice. Okay, cool.
It's very professional.
So
professional.
great.
I can't
Another
believe
intro
I
nailed.
have another drag name now, and I forgot. I can't remember.
Not Yaz Queen. That's
good.
That's awful.
Why are you so judgmental?
It isn't that great.
It's
Hey, Paul, you alright? So I don't know what we should do. I don't know whether we should talk about what just happened and like process it together as a family, or just go through the episode from the top.
I think I'm in like stage 3 denial.
So am I. That's what I mean. I haven't processed it yet.
I'm okay with it.
Sorry, what? Why? How are you okay with that? Are you genuinely okay with it?
I'm
You
okay
think
with
Latrice deserves to be here over Vanilla?
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
Life is not fair.
Thank you. Well, I'm not. It's actually a one piece.
Which is what people did in early 2000s as a kind of like an easy form. Like I remember,
I used to do that. I saw one teenager.
Oh yeah,
like a long sleeve shirt and like a tiny shirt.
Late 90s, early 2000s, when it was the whole thing about having like a skirt over trousers for girls. Like my sister, like I remember, like she just bought one that was like a skirt already attached to a pair of trousers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. So like I guess Grant's
pretty
kind
much
of,
that. Yeah.
He's just like a very what's the word? Very practical form of early 2000s fashion.
That's what I was going for.
Cheap as fuck is what we're trying to say.
Literally a few pounds. Wait, no, it wasn't actually, which is a rip-off. Okay, so what should we do? So yeah, let's talk about Manila going home and how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. I think it's kind of odd, isn't it? It's kind of like, because like All Stars 3, obviously we had the whole Shangela and Dayla like both leaving quite early, and it does change the whole thing of the competition. Like I get as well that you kind of don't want the competition to be really like pardon me, predictable. Like if Dayla had stayed and Shangela was still there, like them as the final two could have been a bit like who might win, but you know, like either way I think everyone would have been happy with one of those two winners. Whereas I think what is going to happen now is whoever does win, unless maybe it's Trinity, they are probably going to have this whole could have been Manila thing over them. In the same way that Trixie has the whole should have been Chandler, whatever thing, right? So I guess that's always going to happen. But at the same time,
I feel like that's, I don't know. It does annoy me about All Stars 3.
Yeah.
So I know we chatted about before, but I really don't think that is the case, because it's not like Chandler was absolutely there in the competition, like way above. It's very different. Whereas this time Manila has been significantly above everyone. It is more like a Della situation than a Chandler situation.
Because when Manila's won a challenge, nobody else really touched her. And even the challenge that she was safe most recently, the club challenge, she was basically a winner anyway. So basically count that as an extra win for all intents and purposes. And the ones where she's been safe, it's not like, you know, like, oh, she really fucked up. Because actually, you know, she did really well in pretty much all of them.
But this is my thing, because like I think something's going on with production, because like, I mean, we talked about it for the last few weeks now, but like, why was Latrice brought back in the first place? It made no sense. Like, why did she win last week? It made no sense. Why did she, like, I think production maybe, like, cause again, like if Naomi does, like, I don't know, it seemed like, I really don't feel like Naomi would have sent Manila home unless, I don't know, I just feel like maybe production pressured her to do so, to pressure her to keep Latrice, because they've got this big arc they're really trying to push with Latrice. Yeah. I don't know, it just seems weird to me. I feel like, because you see the clip next episode, she sort of owns it. Baby. She yeah, exactly. Actually, that's a really good comparison. But like, you see the next episode where Naomi's kind of like owning it and like being a bitch about it, which I really like if she does go down that route. But that could still be off the back of the producers sort of pressuring her to do it in the first place, and she's like, "Fuck it, I've got to do it. Like, I'm just going to own it," you know?
Yeah.
And she wants to be on Rue's best side and the show's best side. I know it's like a conspiracy theory, Shane Dawson style, but like, I don't know. It just seems so strange to me.
But she has an arc now, doesn't she, Naomi? So actually, she's quite a good contender for the throne suddenly, because, you know, she's gone from being, well, the crown.
Is there a throne?
There should be. But she's gone from kind of, her whole arc now will be really, really safe. And then Rue had an inspirational word with her. And then
I've got to know about it. That pissed me off as well.
No, me too. But what I think is really interesting about that, what I'd love to see, and actually a friend of mine said this, and I really like this idea, is almost like if Naomi basically just sends home everyone now, like next episode, Trinity bye.
Yeah, that would be good.
Just kills them.
There's only one more episode that they could do that in, though.
Yeah.
But I'll be happy that she fully runs with it.
But that's the thing. I mean, because part of me does think that Naomi's been overlooked in a lot of the competitions.
Yes,
so far,
I agree.
So I think actually it's not as if if it were like, I don't know, if it were Latrice sending Manila home, obviously it'd be bigger because of their friendship, and it would be a bit more what the fuck, because why is Latrice still there?
Yes.
But like Naomi doing it, you're like, actually kind of not necessarily fair, but like it seems to come from somewhere. Like Naomi knows that she's not in the best position to win at the moment, but could be. Like could get there. Like if she can just push through a couple more weeks, there's no real reason why she can't compete with Trinity or Monet.
I wanted Manila to win. Yeah, I wanted Manila to win generally, but Naomi has been like a strong second for me, maybe a first sort of thing, just because I think Manila deserves to win, but I really do like Naomi a lot and what she brings to drag and the show and everything. So I'm here for that side of it.
Yeah.
But like again, it just seems shifty to me. It just seems like why from what she was saying when she sat down with Manila, it just seems really strange to me that she would then boot her off. Like literally she's like,
hey, I know it's just manufactured.
That's what I mean. It really did feel manufactured, right? Not just
the
me.
moment between them. I think.
Oh, you think that felt manufactured?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because like she's like, I don't think like it's not.
They're both like, yeah. Oh, I love you. I love you. Hope you win. Bye.
Yeah.
You think so? If you felt genuine?
I don't know. I think she had it in her mind that she was going to get rid of the highest competition she wants to win.
And I mean, nobody's really done it.
Nobody had really done it.
People have always spoken about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually in the pit stop thing with Trixie. She's speaking to Morgan McMichaels, and obviously Morgan McMichaels in All Stars made her opinion very well known of what she was going to do.
Of course,
and then obviously wasn't given, didn't have the opportunity to follow through with it.
Yeah.
But we've actually never really seen anyone properly go for it. We've seen like people saving people because they're friends.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like actually both people underperformed in a week or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Manila, like she wasn't like amazing, but I mean, she made sense as a bottom two. I think Kurt said it somewhere up earlier. She made sense in the bottom two, but shouldn't.
I don't agree with that personally.
I mean, like Latrice as well. Just in this week, Latrice was far worse. Which I think is.
But it's not just this week. She's consistently.
Yeah.
And
I think what is actually kind of quite odd about this is obviously this generates a lot of like drama and like traffic and talking about this thing. But like with All Stars 3, you can get this big peak of like dramatic thing happening, and then actually the rest of the series you're like, I just don't care. Like I kind of don't care who wins now.
Yeah.
I haven't really got anyone to massively root for. Trinity winning, I'd be like, cool. Like she's good.
People are saying Trinity's going to win, right? I don't think she should win. I don't think she deserves to win either.
I kind of love like a really left field. I think actually, really, I now think Naomi will.
Same. Yeah, that'd be great.
Because
I think Carla said as well. I do think they are conscious of diversity. It would look a bit, not ideal if it's like 3 blonde, white blonde queens or whatever everyone keeps talking about who wins. So I think. No, it's stacked against Trinity in that regard. But also, I don't think she deserves to win anyway, so it's fine.
And I think Trinity, and I as much as I like Trinity, I think she'd be kind of a boring winner in terms of the arc of the show.
Yeah.
In the sense that she'd be a safe winner.
Yeah.
She'd be very much like she has done well.
She would have been a Shangela type win for me in terms of like she's done well throughout the whole competition, but she's not excelled massively.
Yeah, she hasn't had these big stand-up moments that have really been iconic. Whereas actually Naomi's had tons of iconic moments comparatively.
Yeah.
Monet.
Yeah, exactly. She saved that. Yeah.
And Monet has actually now got 3 wins. So actually she'd be up there, but I think she's not
on the same level.
But that's the thing. I think if Monet won, people would be like,
Yeah.
Like as much as I love her, she's not had these big standout moments.
Yeah.
So really the only people we've got with standout moments now are Naomi. And that's it really. Maybe some Monique moments early on, but Monique's arc is kind of waning.
Yes.
She's kind of. I do feel like Monique or Latrice are probably the next to be picked off.
Yeah.
Like Latrice is hardly like a controversial bet though, is she? In terms of like to be psychic to like. Well, actually, maybe not. Actually, based on like the production or whatever. Like
Latrice gonna win.
Yeah. Oh my god, Latrice won.
I think there'd be a revolt.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right to the street. What if people say
Carlos is right. Carlos is saying I've seen him quite a bit.
I know I can't see.
Carlos is saying
for a second.
Do you want to swap places? You can see one. Do you want to
try it? See what works. Carlos is saying I'm sorry, but don't put Monet up there with Chad, Alaska, and Trixie.
I agree.
For fuck's sake, are you absolutely blind?
Yeah. Well, this thing, as much as I totally agree, because as much as I love Monet, I don't see her as being in the same.
Of course, yeah. I don't think anyone does.
And I think for like an all-star or for just a winner generally, I think it's far beyond just doing well in the competition. There is this kind of like
star quality.
Yeah, the star quality.
That's the most important part to me. I think.
Yeah.
I'm really bothered about this angle.
Angle?
It's like
she's going to sort of be like side on now. So.
Do you want to switch places?
No, it's just like.
Oh,
Oh,
no, yes, because the chat's cutting half it out.
Oh.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I should not know this by now. The window's overlaid on
I'm
top.
sorry.
Sit down.
Sorry. I'm gonna get you.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As like Aviator saying there, basically, yeah, I totally agree that by track record you would put those queens up there, but actually I wouldn't be as excited about them winning.
That's why I know I'm sure we'll talk about it so much. That's why I was happy with Trixie winning All Stars 3. I felt like she deserved it because she does have the star quality.
Yeah.
Chandler does to an extent as well, but Trixie displayed more of it on the show. Sure, she had greater dips than Chandler, but Chandler, I don't know, just generally, I feel like.
Which is why the track record
Trixie's
thing is
more
always very
deserving.
complicated. Because actually, in the same way, as much as I love Shay,
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
I actually had the same thing where like
same.
I didn't feel like she'd had as many big standout moments.
Yeah.
So actually, I mean, I was gutted that she didn't win season 9 in some ways, but Sasha actually also did make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And they both did very, very well in the competition. Although you know, people always talk about the number of Sasha's wins. Sasha was actually very high for a lot of that season. And
Very.
actually, so actually, like but Sasha had this kind of slightly different quality, where Shay was just this really good workhorse who was really good at drag, or is really good at drag. Yeah, I would love Aja.
I would love for Aja to win. I think she does have star quality.
Yeah, I think Aja has something that goes slightly beyond the show, as in I think she would keep people talking about her for a little bit longer.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a really tricky thing to pin down, isn't it? Because that's what I think. I mean, I know that Manila hasn't always been like the funniest in comedy challenges or like the most something else, but there's something so lovable about her, especially in All Stars 4.
Yeah,
like she's brought so much to the competition.
That's what I was gonna say, because like I said at the beginning of All Stars that like I did feel like Manila and Latrice were overrated. I mean, I definitely still stand by that with Latrice even more so now. But I've been completely turned around with Manila. I felt like, you know, she's evolved so much since the season. Not to the point where she's got up the other girls, to the point where she succeeded. I think she has everyone in the competition. Like, you know, her creativity is really what makes her stand out. And like I always say, that's personally what appeals to me most about like Drag Race. Is the creativity and the comedy as well, like funny queens like Gia and that. But like the creativity Manila has shown has been like staggering. I don't know, it's been great. And like I said, her personality, she's so likable, so sweet.
I disagree.
And, like, caring and like genuinely. Do you genuinely?
I genuinely disagree.
Go on then.
I used to love Manila. Like, I thought I was kind of gutted that she didn't get to win, even though I loved Russia. This season, I don't know why I haven't been able to warm to her much. I mean, I respect her, the shit out of her and her artistry. She definitely deserved to win. But there was something there to me. It just seemed, I don't know. I just didn't have like a candid Manila moment. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just.
It's like you don't believe it when people cry.
It has a lot to do with that. It has a
It was
lot
not
to do with that.
fake. It was not fake.
I feel like her crying to me reads as fake. I can't help it. It just feels like it. And the way she talked to like Naomi, I don't know. It just reads as fake to me. It reads as like I'm making television right now.
Really? What do you feel like that?
I could be incorrect, but like come on, she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly. She's been there twice. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to work her arc. She knows like how to like create drama. She knows all of it, and I think it just I can tell.
I really wanted to say that.
Work my arc.
Did you hear that? I said no one knows how to work his arc. I really wanted to say that.
What are you?
A comedy genius.
That was both like so great and so lame at the same time. I really appreciate it.
So desperate to push that out. Thank you very much.
Can we go through the episode?
Yeah. Okay. Let's backtrack.
Take it away.
Literally eating all Bob Chris. Okay. So
some product placement. Can they sponsor us?
Oh, that's the wrong episode. Okay. So, my first note is Valentina into Latrice constantly calling her Valley. Like Latrice has given her his nickname Valley. She said it like 5 times over the last 2 episodes.
I did not hear that at all.
It's kind of like I do it sometimes to people. No, I don't want to give them a nickname though. But like you try and like force intimacy by like giving someone a nickname they don't want. You know, like it's just like like I don't know. I feel like Valentina would be the sort of person who wouldn't be into being called Valley.
Mm.
You know?
No.
No, her name is Valentina.
It's not like Grunty.
exactly.
Granny.
Grunty.
I'm not into that.
You like Guantanamo though?
Guantanamo Bay, I like. Yeah, that's fair. It's part of my general
Your
push my aesthetic. Exactly.
Yeah, with that £5 shirt.
Okay, Trinity. Oi, make on my look. I'm giving you family resemblance for all this.
It's what I'm here for, guys.
Oh, by the way, do you like Sistatis's makeup today? Go get close to the camera.
Oh god, I did.
No, but not in
most
this
of it.
stream. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You know you didn't.
If you guys want to check
Put
out
your face to the camera.
Oh my god, I'll put my face in the
That was beautiful.
Look at the beauty.
Oh,
Look at the yes it.
God.
Guess who did it?
Scary.
Guess who did her makeup? It was me. That's the makeup of a soldier of the sea, right there.
I'm so jealous.
Guess enough now. It's too much, Yaz.
All that foam.
That's too much.
I think this should be the same.
No, that's too much. You're scaring everyone away. Okay. Your hair does look good as well, though.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I'll upload that
Okay,
video.
I hope you win.
I'm going to put some kind of editing into it, probably not too much. I need to make sure the sound was recorded properly, but if it was, then you
It
can
was
see
a really sweet video. You guys should watch
you
it.
can see a pro makeup tutorial.
And
Right.
it's sponsored by Incest.
It sounds like we really were pushing incest most of the way through the video.
Yeah.
I think Cosmic's a really good point. Sorry. Kind of to backtrack onto that.
No, let's not talk about the show.
She's like, enough digress now. God, sorry.
In the sense that, like, I do think that for me now, this whole season has gone from like, so with All Stars 3, I remember actually quite enjoying it up until some of the like buffoonery and whatever, and basically just until all the BB stuff really, and I think as a result it kind of soured my view of the season.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas like even with some of the twists and turns in All Stars 2, I think we still felt kind of justified by the end. Like the right people were in the top, apart from maybe Tatiana should have been up there.
Yes, yeah.
And like overall, you're like, okay, Tatiana was robbed, but we didn't necessarily think she would have won. We just wanted her in the top.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas I think now, like Cos's point here about this season feeling like the worst, it does change the way you view the whole season. Like you can have weeks of really great content, but if afterwards you kind of think it feels a bit unjustified later when you're like, oh, well,
yeah.
actually all of this build up and then.
Like if Naomi had this arc, like even just to the camera on her confessional, she's like, you know, my plan is to secretly eliminate my strongest competition or whatever. Like it all makes sense, but it just feels so produced. Like with BB, with Latrice this time, it's just like something feels off. Or like Manila for you, like something just feels a bit off. I agree with you. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. Maybe it is like Manila being fake. I totally agree. I can't remember who said it, so catch up the comments. But Latrice, you know, crying over Valentina seems super fake. I wrote a note about that as well.
Yeah.
And then like not crying at all. Manila goes. I feel like Latrice. I mean, Latrice has been a bit of a dick most of the season to people, but like I feel like
bold statement.
But I feel like she's been especially a dick to Manila for some reason. Like,
no, just
take him away from me.
No.
Don't you think, guys, this isn't good content?
Do you
So
think? Who do you guys think should keep the crisps?
That's a real debate. But I feel like, I feel like Latrice has been like quite a bit of a dick to Manila. I don't feel like. I feel like actually this episode specifically, jumping ahead, but like I feel like she was saying what she felt like she needed to say during the emotional moment with Latrice and her husband and Latrice's friend. I didn't really buy what Latrice was saying, which I knew everyone else was quite emotional in the moment, but I felt like Latrice felt a bit detached for me and a bit like eye rolly in a way. Like, I know she didn't show it being that far, but I felt like she didn't really want to engage in it. It was more like she had to.
I kind of would have loved to have seen Latrice be like, I'm not letting you go. I'm going instead. Like, you know, I volunteer as tribute, kind of.
Yes.
Almost, because that actually would have weirdly repaired how we view Latrice.
Manila, yeah, exactly. I can see Manila doing something like that.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Sorry, Carlos, totally right about like the producer hand feeling really strong on this one.
Yeah.
Even to the point where, you know, in the club one last week, where like, you know, Manila would do something fairly ordinary. It's like rattlesnake. Here's us justifying she's not in the top 2.
Yeah.
Like it was just a bit like, come on now.
I'm trying to give like her this dip arc when everyone. I haven't spoken to anyone about the last episode who doesn't think she should be in the top. Do you know what I mean? So they try to like push this arc where she's like suddenly like at the top and then like declining quite rapidly. And it's like, no, I'm not seeing that. Again, we'll talk about it in a bit, but like this episode as well, I really don't see why she went home. But anyway, let's rewind.
Rigor
Morris. So yeah, on the same note though, Trinity seems emotional about Valentina, which seems strange to me because
they're best friends.
But if you remember last episode, like Valentina wasn't really giving Trinity anything when she was talking about why she should stay, and she said before she sent Trinity home if she could.
Yeah, but she's
Like-
still sad that her friends went.
I don't know. I think it just ties into what we were saying previously, personally.
See, when Trinity cries, I believe it. When Monique cries, I believe it. Even when Latrice cries, sometimes I believe it. But I don't just. There's something about Manila I don't trust.
Well, I think
It's because she's Asian.
But it probably is.
I was gonna say with Trinity, like you have to trust if she's crying because you're like she can't
Can't
cry
tell, that's what I
easily.
mean, yeah.
Like she can't cry easily. So if she's crying, it's probably fairly real.
Yeah, okay. fair.
Unless you can see like water being splashed in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
probably some of Latrice's sweat. It's like swipe onto the face.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's all a bit of a mess, really, and I think it does sour how I feel because actually I was really enjoying All Stars 4 up until this point, and I still kind of am, but it is a bit of a sour note for me. I mean,
Come on, I love it. I
and
love it.
it really was a rough spot. I think.
That was
it is fun. I mean, it makes the
Yeah, there's a lot of
streams
fun
more
stuff
fun, I
there.
suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, who's Judy Garland?
No, you are kidding me.
What? Why don't you
How does
believe
this
this?
keep on happening?
No, he doesn't know anything.
No, like
Do
anything.
you know what he turned to me the other day and said? I swear to God, and this is gonna be recorded. It's Portugal in Europe. He's been to Portugal,
I've been to Portugal
many a time.
I'm
I've
just-
once,
I'm
at least
out.
once, when I was a kid. I still don't know the answer. I
It's
can't remember what you said. The answer
That,
was.
your parents paid high education for you.
Yeah.
It's
You baffle me.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is just the like I think every time there's like anything vaguely queer culture related, I just love that Grant's like
I had no idea, not a clue.
Or if it's a gaming thing, I know what gaming culture. That's my forte.
Like Wizard of Oz.
I've
You
not
know
seen
that.
it.
No, it's okay, but you know it.
Yeah. I know she's from that, right?
That's-
I thought she's Sound of Music. Is she Sound of Music?
No.
that's Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Oh my god, same name almost.
So same person then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly thought she's Sound of Music until you just said that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If it's the same name, that doesn't mean anything. You're saying like if someone's called Rudolph,
Are you sure we're going?
Hitler?
Yeah.
you'll think, oh yeah, probably the same person.
Yeah.
Even though he killed one Jew.
I love you're
not
defending
me.
Rudolph. You're defending Rudolph to the grave, won't you?
So to get away from
No.
Nazism. Yeah, basically
Why
the
do
whole
you do
reason.
this?
So Kurt's asked about why is she a gay icon. So partly her gay icon status comes from partly it's a timing thing as well because of basically she's a very tragic figure within Hollywood because she was this incredibly talented young actress, very like starred in lots of films as a very young kid.
What else did she start? Like, there's anything else I know?
So Wizard of Oz is the big one that she's
Yeah.
famous for. A Star Is Born, like the original one way back.
She was Shangela.
Yes.
Yeah, she was
Yes.
between Willem and Chandler.
Okay,
just
nice.
Judy Garland.
Okay.
But basically, her whole thing as well was so she was given a lot of basically she was given a lot of drugs to get her through parts of filming because basically the film studios really like wanted to get as much from her as possible because she's basically a quadruple threat, right? She's an incredible talent or was an incredible talent. And they had to do really long really long filming days because they had so many films they wanted to put her in. So they started giving her all of these drugs to kind of pep her up throughout the day. And then as a result, she started having problems sleeping. So they prescribed other drugs, I believe. I might be getting parts of this wrong, but for the most part, this. And then basically she got really heavily addicted to drugs, to certain sort of drugs.
Kind of
certain
dependent.
substitutes. Yeah. To the point where actually she became quite volatile on sets because she was just kind of all over the place. She'd have like 3 hours sleep and then be expected to do like 18-hour shoots and whatever. So she was a mess. And like she'd been doing this since she was a kid. So she'd had really no proper kind of childhood or really proper life. And basically so she became quite a big tragic figure. I mean, actually Rue's history about the whole Stonewall thing is slightly wrong.
Ooh,
that.
girl.
Well, in the sense that there's a common link made between Judy Garland's funeral and Stonewall because they happened within days of each other, as they said in the thing. But the Stonewall thing had been planned a little bit before, in reaction to police protests. So people always kind of make it sound like, oh, you know, everyone was really sad because Judy Garland died, and as a result they protested because they had nothing else to do. And there may have been some overlap in terms of some patrons of the bar feeling a certain way at a certain time.
So timing pushed it, but it was already in.
Yeah, and it also kind of takes it really like trivializes it, because actually a lot of it was like trans people of color who have been targeted in a certain way, who fought within this, and so there's a connection time wise, but it isn't necessarily like causal link, right? So the protests were kind of already starting to happen. It'd been for years, this had been building, but I mean, the whole Stonewall rights were the start of the Western LGBT rights movement. So it's definitely like it's definitely still a big moment, it's still a big time. But yeah, I think it trivializes it a little bit to be like, oh no, the gays are super sad because of Judy Garland, and then they decided to fight for their rights. Thanks, Judy. Like it's a bit like messy, because actually, you know, like the first Brit, I think it was thrown by Sylvia Rivera, trans woman of color, and actually, you know, I'm not sure necessarily how much of a shit she gave about Judy Garland. So like,
exactly,
you know,
we know Ruth's view on trans people though, so to be fair, if he can like move the narrative over to Judy Garland, that suits him far better.
I love how many times during the walkthroughs, and obviously we'll come to this, but Ruth was just like, which is really sad, which reminds me of Judy Garland, which is our theme for the
Bring it back to the
thing. So stupid.
We should definitely like get you a book on queer history.
I can't be bothered. Can you just about as good? Like, Bob could just tell me that just want every episode, every stream.
Can you narrate?
Get a new lesson.
James Mansfield did a YouTube.
No. Why would you even say that?
Sorry. So I love Carlos's thing. Back then, they did the funeral on the same day as the death because zombies. That's the version of queer history I think I prefer.
Yeah, so.
Also, there was a great moment because at one point, Willem, there was I think ages ago, Willem, Derek Berry, and a few other queens were talking about queer history, and they mentioned something about Stonewall, and Derek Berry said to me like, oh, you know, because people died, and Willem's like, nobody died at Stonewall.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant thing of Derek being like, nobody died.
Yeah,
which then got used a lot with Robbie Turner's Taxi Driver.
Oh god!
Around that time, loads of people posting Derek Berry being like, nobody died.
Yeah, go on. Okay, so moving on the episode though. So all the Judys are brought in, and it's an all-male troupe of Judys. I'm guessing that was on purpose. I'm guessing they didn't let them bring any female friends.
Yeah.
But they did previously. So obviously we had their family members in All Stars.
Well, maybe they were all. They were all.
I think it's unlikely.
Maybe they just don't like women.
I mean, fair, but I think it's
unlikely.
I
have a feeling they don't fancy women.
What?
I
don't know. I don't know. Like, do we think? Cause I wrote it down as you were saying, like before you said it, but like, so you felt the same kind of way. I thought it was unfair that like two of them were husbands/partners.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's weird, cause like I love Sam, but he's not my best Judy.
Yeah,
he would look good in drag though.
He so would. He would not let me touch it. Like,
who'd you pick, me or Yaz?
I'll do half and half.
Can we keep her face? She's really pretty. Let's keep her face. If we're doing half and half.
No, I'll keep one of the boobs.
Sorry, did you say?
And just rest you.
Just a little uni boob.
Exactly, yeah, just right in the middle.
Not to go on a rant, but also partly to go on a little rant. Kurt's comment, about I have no older gay men in my life to tell me anything. Right, AIDS crisis is a large reason why gay men now don't actually know much about queer history. Because the AIDS crisis basically wiped out a whole generation of men who otherwise would have passed on queer history.
That is such a good point.
And there's this really interesting like parallel in the sense that actually a lot of problems in various parts of queer communities are actually areas where otherwise there would have been kind of elders who kind of slowly passed on the kind of, it sounds obviously dodgy, but the oral tradition of like queer history.
Yeah.
But actually there's a whole generation that just kind of got blitzed basically. So thanks Reagan.
Thanks AIDS.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to stand up for AIDS on this one occasion.
Thanks AIDS.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say that AIDS is your best Judy?
Oh my god, it's so weird. We should definitely like look for an old queer to befriend.
Okay, let's do it.
I feel
like it's something difficult. We're going to hunt. We're getting there, and we're going to hunt. But on a final note about this, okay, don't you think it's a bit shady then that Latrice didn't bring her Boothang?
Oh yeah.
Like literally engaged
No,
to
I
someone
think
get
that's-
married. Everyone's brought their
I think it was
husbands.
for that whole narrative about prison.
They didn't choose, babe.
What?
Like the queens didn't choose.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't know who was
They
coming.
would have given
They probably
contact
gave a
details.
list.
Yeah, they would have.
They
Yeah.
didn't know who was coming.
Of course they know.
I don't know.
100%. Of course they do.
I don't know.
And
But
they bought outfits that fit each other. Like they knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah, I did wonder that when Monet happened to just have two gold, matching
That's
gold
what I mean. Like,
outfits
Mm,
that were kind of like,
yeah.
you know.
I don't know. But I think it's good that she didn't bring her husband. Her husband's not her best Judy. Her best Judy is that guy. So
Who
fair
should not
enough.
be. He should reconsider her friends based on how he looks.
Ah!
In drag.
Wow.
Wow.
I should
no.
reconsider
You
my
heard it here
friends.
first, guys.
I
Yeah.
look great in drag. You put me in drag.
You look.
Yeah,
I need to
true.
do that again because
You
that
do,
was
yeah.
that
I'm
was
up
a
for it.
mistake.
But yeah, but I didn't want to have to be subjected to that.
What?
Latrice's drag, like friend in
That
drag.
was so horrible. He was so lovely.
He was a nice guy, but like, not like. Come on, we all recoiled.
That's
Like, I like
Latrice's
his
I feel like that was more
That's-
Latrice's
yeah,
fault.
that's
because-
Latrice's
Yeah,
fault.
yeah. Okay, fair.
Like I don't blame you for how awful you looked in drag. I blame myself because I put you in drag.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
But I will do better, and you will look better, and you should.
But I mean,
Okay, thanks.
but in fairness, like Latrice's
It's
approach
nice.
completely mirrored how Latrice has been doing the whole season, right? Which is basically like put a sparkly frock on it
Yeah.
and hope for the best.
High drag, high
That's
drag.
kind of what happened.
Oh.
Like, oh look, you're wearing a sparkly dress. Of course you're going to be here.
Mm,
Like you've done the absolute bare fucking minimum.
Carlos is right. Okay, so but now Rue goes around the room, and there's a few things to
Throwing
say.
emotional bombs.
Yeah, exactly. So Rue's read Monique as hostile during judging previously. I hadn't really picked up on that, but when we pointed
I mean,
out,
I'd
she's
seen
right.
a little bit of it, but I also just thought it was like because it was something Monique got pulled up on. I think a bit in season 10. I have a feeling
Mhm.
Maybe.
something about it got mentioned. I think.
I think. Yeah, that rings. I don't know English words.
Yeah, you can do it in Portuguese.
You know, can I do a quick tangent?
Go on.
Yeah.
Because I've been shaming you for your lack of knowledge
She's
about
been shaming you,
everything.
hasn't she?
I'm gonna shame myself now.
Oh, if you can't shame yourself.
Is it
You
for your-
said earlier, for all intents and purposes, and I've been saying all my life for all intensive.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, that's a really common one. Actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that.
And then I just realized.
No, that's fine. Loads of
But,
people do that. I probably did that too a while ago.
You picked it up quicker in your second language than a lot of people in their first.
That's what I mean. I know loads of people say intensive.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So,
Saints.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
Alright.
So
Why have you got Trinity cheating in capital letters?
because she bought a husband,
Oh, okay.
boyfriend, or whatever. Yeah,
Is that cheating?
Okay.
I think it's cheating. Because like,
I don't think it's cheating
it
because I don't know.
just seems weird. I don't know. It just seems like an unfair advantage.
Well, how is it an advantage though? It's actually more pressure and distraction, like quite distractive.
Okay, maybe
I
you're
would
right.
say like if anyone like, oh, who's your best Judy? I'm like Alaska Thunderfuck. She is my best Judy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I would like choose whoever I think would look and like perform better in drag. And between the two of you, neither.
Oh.
So
Okay. Okay. So next thing is, oh yeah, Rue's not here for Ricardo. Naomi. That's pretty funny.
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Rue's like, yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I fucking said Ricardo as Ricardo came in.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Ricardo knows who Rue is on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Exactly. That's really funny reaction. Okay, so actually, this is my favorite moment of the episode. I think I really admire Naomi for talking about it, but she talks about like how she's always shaking because like she's always anxious and on edge a bit,
I thought she was always cold.
like physically cold.
Because she's like a skinny dog and
Yeah, fair.
Woo.
But like I don't know, I used to have that. Like I used to have like extreme social anxiety when I was younger, and that's what I have. This is my like mirror moment right now. And so I get it, like I've been where she is. I think I'd probably revert back to that state if I was in that show because it's so much pressure.
Oh yeah.
And it just like she can seem like a bit like fake or like manufactured or I don't know, like not like real, and I guess that sort of explains why, and in like the most relatable way possible. I think to like say that on camera, like it's
that
really
is
valuable
big.
to be like, I'm constantly shaking, I'm like that anxious. Like, that's a massive thing to say.
Absolutely. I would crumble on that kind of show.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like exactly like you said, it would bring out all of like
Yeah.
my worst like fears and insecurities.
Honestly, the amount of boob sweat I would have, you
Mhm.
guys have no idea. It would be liters.
Mm.
Like I would just sweat.
Same, yeah.
An absolute pig.
Yeah. I'll get like
Sweat more than
Botox in my sweat
electricity.
glands. Before I went.
Don't do that.
No, if I
You
went on
know
Drag
what
Race, I would.
happens?
No, what happens?
Ooh, I mean, Chelsea Peretti has a thing on her comedy show that talks about that. I don't know if it's true, but she says that people are getting hit their armpits.
Yeah. That's what I
Botox.
do. Yeah.
But what happens is then you sweat out of your butthole.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh. Extra lube, I guess.
Exactly. I like to keep it
So-
swampy down there.
And she's like, that's a whole other what did she say? There's a whole other type of juicy booty or something like that.
Oh, no.
Kurt makes a really good point here about the temperature thing because the workroom is kept at 55 degrees American, which is apparently quite cold. I've heard that before because apparently normally it's actually quite nice in there, but then they have to turn the aircon off while they're filming. Well, while they're doing like any bits that involve being on camera, because obviously you can't have like not like Dracula season 1, right? So as a result, like a lot of them you'll just see them on camera like full on sweating.
Yeah.
Um,
Because there's lights and stuff. The lights
Right.
as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Kurt, I'm so glad you picked up on this because Grant and I were talking about this earlier,
Yeah.
like the Trinity laugh.
I think I could have played a clip from last episode.
Oh yeah.
I think I probably did that. Probably should have dubbed it over. Yeah, it's so weird.
It's such like an old lady cackle. I love
It
it.
is. But it feels like such a nervous cackle as well. You can see like Trinity's like, please let me win. Like I'm doing well here.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm here.
Okay, so my next note is what I sort of mentioned when we were watching it. Is like, what did they do on the first day? Like, it just seems so pointless.
No, they
Cutting
were
up and
planning what they
kikiing.
were gonna
But did they
do.
bring the outfits with them? So like, they're happy 2 outfits already.
And
I
also
think-
RuPaul does the walk.
That's what happened. That's what I mean.
They were
It was
rehearsing
like an
again.
8-hour day or
They
whatever.
were
Normally it was like,
rehearsing.
Yeah, because you see Manila
oh, they didn't really show that. They didn't really show that.
very
They showed-
briefly.
I mean, briefly, but yeah. they
My
were-
best Jordan.
My best Judy.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. I have opinions on that performance part.
Yes, I know. We'll talk about that. But I can't remember who said it, but Valentina, I think Valentina probably, the producers kicked her off for this episode because she didn't have any friends to bring on. But that was good. Whoever said that. Well done. Well done, Bob.
That was-
I just and then I had this whole thing about like her just appearing with like a Guadalupe calendar.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
best Judy.
Yeah.
Just like I can imagine it'd just be her in a mirror probably. Be like,
Oh, 100%. I can't walk down the run with a mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh, Valentina is the kind of person who, like, in like an award show, she would thank herself.
Oh,
I love
100%.
it. I
Yeah.
love it.
it's actually Princess Disaster. It's going to come down the road.
Yes. Oh my god. I would love that.
Telling her that
And Valentina's just wearing stone tights. Yeah. Lush. Okay. Oh, I did write down. Manila was at least like she's the only person we saw doing anything to the outfit. She was like creating the.
Yeah, Monet was just like, "Yep, done."
Yeah, genuinely. That's all the others seem to be. Manila's actually like gluing shit on, like creating the card bits or whatever. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like again, I really respect that.
Respect that. Would you say?
Also, well, what?
Would you say you respect that?
No, I wouldn't take it that far. Also, Naomi's like gagging us all by doing boy drag for once, but I feel like she pretty much always does boy drag. Like a lot
Hers
of
is
the
quite
time.
androgynous.
Yeah,
at
she's very
times.
androgynous.
But I mean, I love
Actually,
Naomi's
Prince recently as
style.
well.
Do you what?
Did Prince the other week as well?
That was fucking
It's
gorgeous.
That was amazing.
So sexy. She's so sexy.
But it's not a massive gag from her, you know. Like it was great. Like obviously we'll talk about it,
Mm.
but I'm not saying I'm not like. But I just like the fact that like they made a bit of a plot point. Like I'm going to do boy drag this week or whatever. I don't know. It's just a bit
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
about different from what you normally do.
there's a moustache.
Yeah, it's genuinely exactly. It was genuinely it. Okay, and the first one we see is Manila's makeup on her husband, and she's got like wait. I know her makeup skills were good, but like that was an amazing transformation. Like
Gorgeous.
yeah, the makeup
Yeah.
And
was
her,
great.
like her meek little husband, as soon as he sees that
Yes.
sunny face, he's like, yes.
You would be though.
I think I would if if Manila had made me over, that would be me just being like, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that's me. Like
Whole new world.
you see, like I don't know how many you guys have watched, but like there's quite a few like drag makeup like transformations on YouTube where like drag queens do like YouTubers makeup transformations or whatever.
Yeah.
I like Manila's husband looked way better than any of them. Like that was a really good makeup transformation.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Like generally, we talk about it when we go on to, but generally the like level of polish most of the queens had, like most of the partners had, was actually I think it's by far the best makeover challenge we've had in terms of quality of the makeover, apart from the Trees. But like everyone else's like makeovers, generally the makeup, you know, some of it wasn't perfect, but like
Amy's
compared
one
to previous
looked rough.
seasons, you thought so?
In some ways.
Okay, wait, sorry, let's get this back drag.
Was there high suit again?
Oh, hey, Sue, can you right? Okay, so actually now we're on the runway. Oh, yeah, because it was Rue first, and then it was a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rue's look.
I loved
Love.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goddess.
And she has these like big black boots on as well, which I really loved.
absolutely loved it. It was giving me, I don't know if it's just me, it was giving me Kesha, but like post dollar sign.
Yes.
So like new school
yes,
Kesha.
yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you for getting that.
Mm.
Yeah.
It gave me
I hadn't
like
thought of that until yeah.
like a guru. Like
Yeah, it was very like hippie, like
Yeah.
space hippie, which is like
Yeah.
Kesha's vibe. I
Kind of
guess.
what like the 60s
Yeah.
thought the future would look like.
exactly.
Yeah, it was. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, loved it.
Again, going
Like, she
Kurt did not agree.
what? Going against again. What was it? Was it Farah and Gia in that interview that said like we've seen better looks from Rue or whatever?
What are they talking about? Like Rue's
Yeah,
got some
it's
decent
great.
ones this time.
Also, obviously, yeah, Raja and Raven are like killing the game. Not Raja, Raven and
Delta.
are killing the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the moment, I think like maybe better than Matthew now. It's got
Oh.
to that point finally. Some of the looks
I
we've seen
think
this
it's got
season.
gotten to Matthew level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But or maybe not quite. Matthew.
No,
is-
I love that. I think the best thing I've ever seen Ruin was the one from a week or two ago, where it was like that French Musketeer thing. Like, I was like, in it, like with like was it the Boots challenge where like the green like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Well, how do you describe that look?
I think I can't think of it better than that.
But like that's my favorite Rue look of all time. Like
Mm.
it's just like she's had some amazing like the level of polish for everything about her look was so good.
Oh, I liked that the constructed one from another season, the white one with the spikes.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
From the
Season
promo?
10, yeah.
From the promo, then.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
then
agree.
she was wearing it at the finale as well.
Okay, so now we've got the dance bit.
Which, like, sorry,
Go on, I don't have
I feel like we were shown a
Figure some
really.
kind of way.
So what really annoyed me was that it's the same song for all 6 queens,
Yeah,
which makes it a bit boring anyway because you've got to watch all 6 of them at some point.
yeah.
I get that
For the
having
judges, you mean, or for us, off about
for a bit of both. I get that having 6 different songs wouldn't be feasible, but like I don't
They
know.
always have the same song though. For
Yeah, I
It
don't
makes
know
it
what
fair.
I just think the song is a bit fucking dull.
I agree.
Although I mean, it was kind of a bit. Obviously, it had that kind of old Judy Garland kind of vibe, which was kind of cool. But it was just a bit like I don't know. I didn't feel like there was as. It just felt a bit weirdly flat because you're just watching 6 different queens, and it had to cut
Yes.
really quickly because there wasn't as much content.
This is the only note I had about it is that they all seemed alright to me. Like, there's no one who stood out to me. There's no one who
Right.
seemed that like terrible to me. They all
Which is
seemed pretty alright.
Right, which then really annoys me when they then come to judging and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
exactly.
yeah, yours was really messy.
Exactly.
Yours worked." Because I was like,
Did we see that?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we saw literally like 5 seconds of Manila, and we're expected to be like, "Wow, well, Manila really
This
killed it."
is
on that."
why the producing and the arc and all that sort of shit makes no
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Like, exactly.
It's still better than like that one. The other Wizard of Oz, the Wizard of Oz one with the Little Women.
Oh,
They
his
had
name?
like some puppy
Yeah.
fields,
Mm.
something in the puppy fields. That wasn't even like a lip sync. It was just like some crazy.
Mm.
Oh, it was just like to If I Dream.
I think it was.
It
But
was
you guys-
so like random that I don't think they even got judged for that because they were like,
Yeah.
actually, this was
We've
a
done fucked up.
mistake.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up.
But it's kind of it. Like I do feel like with all these makeover challenges, like the dance number part doesn't really ever count. But actually, whenever it's like a mini dance number before like a runway or something like that, it more feels like they've got to give them something to do,
Mm.
but they don't actually judge it. I don't feel like anyone puts that much effort into it at
No.
any point. So like anyway, we've gone into that in terms of judging, but in terms of like the actual performances for the dance part, does anyone have anything to say about it?
I think Monet's was the best from that little
Yeah.
clip. They looked the most Judy-like in like mannerisms and like outfit. Weirdly, the fit of the outfit was a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I actually really like that pale white makeup on
Really hated it.
Monet's partner. So I think it just looked, I don't know, some of the other ones had like really draggy makeup with that kind of look. And I feel like if you're going to do that kind of Judy thing, actually that bright white face makes it a little bit like old Hollywood.
It does, yeah. You're right.
For that particular part of the challenge, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So should we go for runway?
Yeah.
Okay. My first was Latrice actually up first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put Latrice.
The spook.
Why are you back? All in caps. Question marks, exclamation marks. That's how.
I just can't.
That was a rough moment.
It really was.
We all recoiled. Like you guys came for me earlier for like having to go at her the way she looked. We all recoiled on multiple occasions whenever she came on the screen.
Right. So I think there were so many issues with it. Not only like that dress wasn't particularly great.
Yeah.
The padding was a bit messy because it had this weird sort of situation where like it always looked like she was really like upright back with her back, partly because there was like a big bosom, and then like quite a quick like narrowing here and quite a quick narrowing of the waist. It was just it was a mess.
Like one thing that really bugged me as well, apart from like, all of it did, but like lipstick was super weird on both of them.
Oh,
like,
so bad.
It wasn't precise. There was no line. There was no lipstick line that was used or anything. Like it was just like smudged. It was like it's like
I thought Latrice's one was okay, but
I liked her. Yeah.
It was rough.
It's horrible.
It really was a rough spot.
And like, come on, Latrice, you're a big lady. Like, you should know how to pad another big lady. Like
she doesn't really do much of it. She doesn't cinch herself or anything, does she? So
yeah, but she should have fucking patted the boy.
Like,
was
screwed.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She put these two perky boobs.
Yeah, they were way too perky almost.
Yeah,
it was weird with the big shoulders. No, like you have to proportion.
Oh hell yeah! This is the thing. Like she obviously was like nowhere near in the same league as anyone else on the stage. She was like 2 miles behind, easily, maybe more.
No style there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So
and family resemblance was really lacking. Like they kind of tried claiming the fire and ice, but like nothing else about their looks kind of matched in a way that like you could have then been okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I think had there been some other kind of commonality between the two queens, you could kind of be like, yeah, cool. Or even if they'd done something like really fancy with it, or had like a similar hairstyle or like some other, I don't know. It was a mess.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing good to say about it.
Can we talk about the judgery yet? Or?
No, we go on to that after, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we do it now? No,
it's fine.
Okay. Monique.
I quite liked this.
I liked it. Yeah, that was fun, and it was different from everyone else as well. Yeah, I thought it was cute.
It was a proper pear look, wasn't it? Like,
her makeup looked gorgeous.
I still thought it was a bit gimmicky.
Yeah.
Which is my kind of criticism sometimes of Monique. Is it's just like, oh look, reveal, gimmick, woo, cool, woo, and I get that.
And it's always the same. It's always like, I mean, it's what I expected her to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it was bad or poorly executed or anything. It's more just like I've seen this from her 100 times, and now it's just like I suppose let's go with family resemblance thing. So fair enough. But like it just looks a bit again like I think crafty. It's like with Manila. I think we said in the previous stream we had a conversation about it. But I think like the line of tackiness with drag is so fine, and I think Manila's on the right side about 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe not with her angelic white look. Perhaps there's maybe the one time she's the wrong side of that tacky line. I think potentially according to some people, but I feel like with Monique it's really difficult for me. So I'm like craftiness can look so like cheap and crafty as opposed to like polished and refined and like high fashion or whatever. And to me, a lot of the time she is on like the crafty queen side, not in a good way.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, so just like I just didn't get like elevated drag or like high fashion or anything. It's more just like it's a gimmick. And like and it's a bit of a cop out in a way as well because a lot of the faces were covered and the whole bodies were. I don't know, like again, it wasn't bad, but it's just like I wasn't gagged.
That said, there were some nice touches, like the eyelashes on the arms. I thought was quite clever. And I don't think it's. I don't know. But I think safe was the right placing for this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She wasn't bottom two, but she definitely wasn't top for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I'm not like I don't know. I'm just like if she like wins Drag Race from like all these sorts of looks, do you know what I mean? It's like
it's kind of like we were saying earlier. I don't think Monique has done enough to really just for her to win and people to be like,
no, of course, she won't win. She won't win. Okay, so we will. I don't know. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this, but so Monet,
I really liked this. I thought it was a bit simple. In terms of the like her partner's outfit, but I thought it was quite like it kind of did feel like actually you could go to a night like a club night and they would be two of the performers, and you would know that they're kind of from a similar drag family, and like, yeah, they're not.
I mean, they're wearing the same outfit, so it's not.
Well, I mean, but they're not dressed identically. But there's a kind of you can imagine them like holding the mics together.
Well, I don't think the makeup was very good on her partner. I think Monet looked stunning. I don't think it was particularly exciting, but she looked great.
Oh yeah, it was very. I think she was going for a Judy Garland thing.
I don't know her though, so
it
it
definitely felt like because her face shape was slightly different from how she normally does it. But I really liked them both. Again, it was like top. Yeah, I agree with them being top two.
I don't.
But partly because I don't feel like wow. It was kind of just like that is good, and considering the rest of this competition, like the rest of the people in that lineup, yeah, that is actually the top two.
That's not how I feel. But I feel like her partner, I don't think she did a good job on her partner. I think the makeup wasn't great. I get that she's like super pale. It's not so much that. It's more just like I didn't think the makeup, like the eyebrows look weird to me. Like I just don't think the makeup was that great. I think she gets a bit of a pass because she's working with a very, very different skin color to her own, which makes it a lot more difficult. I think a lot of other queens struggled with that. But I don't think it was good. Like, I don't think it was a good job. I think, like, imagine if she came down the stage by herself, just a partner. We'd be like, oh wow, like she's so fair. Flawless, she's so beautiful, she's so. Is that Linda Evangelista? You wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? You'd be like, sorry, what's that?
Sorry, what's that?
Right? Like,
wow.
Oh, is it? Or am I being like? What would you guys consider?
I think you're fair.
That's fair. You have a point.
Thank you. So again, like
She's right. She's right.
Yeah. Okay. And also, okay. So Manila. I really liked this.
I thought it was a bit
simple.
I liked it a lot as well. I love when Manila does like the dark, like, and when she did it as well. Like, I love when Queen just did like the contrast, like dark lips, white hair.
Love
like it's just striking, hasn't it? She's very striking.
My one criticism is I really would have liked to have had something at the bottom of the dress, like the bottom, like right that like the little hem. There's a hem everywhere. Here's a hem. I would really have liked a continuation of the shape. So, you know, the club shape, or even each other's shapes to kind of get the whole family thing. Yeah. So, like little diamonds at the bottom of Manila's, or something like that, just kind of keep that commonality.
Yeah. I feel like as well, I think maybe where Manila may have gone a bit wrong was I feel like her partner's outfit was more elaborate than hers. I feel like, which is what normally they're criticised for the opposite, where they give their partner the raw end of the stick or whatever. But whereas this time I felt like the partner had the more elaborate costume and maybe. I don't know. I thought Manila was really striking and like
she didn't belong in the bottom.
Yeah, definitely not.
And I think she was judged harshly because every time they spoke about it, they were saying like, "Oh, you know, we're used to so much higher from you, Manila." Whereas Latrice got by with some shit.
Absolute
like
Billy bollocks.
Yeah, because if Latrice had done that on a regular season, even in a bunch of like 10 girls, she'd have been in the bottom 2.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Whereas like in this, you're like, this is all stars. Everyone else is bringing their in theory, bringing their A game. Like Manila does something that is actually quite cool. In fact, if Latrice had done that, Latrice would have been safe.
Yeah.
But like because it's Manila,
you know
like,
what?
Even Michelle trying to. Oh, I can't talk about judging it. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Well, I was gonna say in terms of Manila, I think like if I saw the outfit on someone else, like I think I would agree with someone like negative critique, but I think it's like the way she pulls a whole look together with like her makeup and her hair and
that's her strength.
And her partner and like linking the concepts together. Again, like it wasn't done in a gimmicky way. Like we could talk about it in a second. But like, you know, obviously Trinity's family resemblance was very good, but she went with the most obvious approach. Yeah. It's difficult because you can't take it too far where they look too different. Whereas Miller's obviously they were linked with the two. The theme was very obvious. They were obviously very linked, but they still looked very different from each other.
Yeah.
You can't think so. They have totally different skin tones and stuff, and like you can't have linked them in that way. But so you have to like sort of play to strengths, and they both look beautiful in their own ways. Like Miller looked very striking and like goddessy or whatever, and then her partner looked like just more beautiful. Like, do you know what I mean? So they didn't like try and do the same thing, but they're still tied together because of their outfits and like the other stuff as well. And I think that's such a clever approach to it.
And when they were like, "Oh, you look like cousins," I'm like, I don't think we were necessarily going for like. I mean, Sonny and Cher are a married couple. Yeah. That's not family per se. Yeah. Like, I don't think it has to be brother and sister. I think it's okay to have matching in some kind of like or coordinated kind of thing. Because, like, I mean, that's worked for other bits before.
Yeah.
I think Manila was judged really harshly on this. I don't think it was a top 2.
No.
I think it should have been safe.
Yeah. Oh, an easy safe though compared to some of the others. Okay. So, the gag of the episode for me, Naomi.
Gorge.
So nice.
Gorge.
Yeah.
I think as well, I really liked those red trousers because they made Naomi's long legs look even longer to the point where she looked basically like she was 3/4 leg. And I love that. I think it was also really she personified she kind of sold it really well.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of her best strengths, I think.
Yeah.
I saw what you did there. You wanted to show the other stuff.
You're cool, right? I make you a free
Yeah.
for Christmas.
They are
They're like
really cool.
monster socks. I like them. Odd socks. Because I never wear matching socks, do I?
That's true, because
Yeah,
that's
clever.
society, right?
Exactly. That's it. Such a rebel.
Just sticking up to the corporate machine.
Yeah. What? I wasn't existed about Naomi.
Excited.
I know, even then, like, still gagged. Like, what? It was amazing. It was so good. Like,
Just
I mean,
smart.
we never seen a reveal like that on like that sort of reveal, like the gender reveal, I guess, like a gender switch reveal. We haven't really seen that before, and executed that sort of amazingly well.
In fairness, none of them blew me away this week.
Really, I was blown away on that by now.
Naomi's was the closest to blowing me away.
I was blown away by it.
I thought it was like really good,
Can I have some reason?
but it wasn't just like it wasn't for me. It wasn't like fucking A star. It was like that's a good A.
I was A star easy for me.
I thought that was winning.
What did you what did you think, Yes?
Winning.
But what did you like? Were you like
Winning.
Okay, good.
I'm joking.
No,
I thought it was clever. It was still on brand. It was still like very Naomi, and yeah, she's always really clever with the transformations.
Yeah, she reminds me of Aquaria, like in the way she approaches these sort of challenges. Like again, like out of the box, quite elevated, creative. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Trinity.
I mean, it was good. I think it was a bit like you said, it was a bit of an obvious choice for making them related. I do like that there were elements of each other's outfits. Like, you know, there was a lot of crossover. I kind of would have almost liked to have seen them slightly inverted because they were kind of wearing the same. Like, I'd have loved to have seen that like more whatever pattern it was, the non-blue bit.
Paisley.
Like, yeah, I'd love to have seen that like basically like color swapped with the.
That would be interesting.
Outfit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So like a blue jacket over like a paisley dress or whatever.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because I felt like it was a bit like you're basically both wearing the same outfit, but one of them slightly longer and one of them has a slightly shorter jacket.
This is what we're doing a lot this season. I feel like it was weak conceptually, but very well on execution.
Really well executed.
Flawlessly
Yeah.
executed.
I feel like
The wig, the fucking wig looked like you grew out of her head.
Yeah, it was great. I feel like it's the best time because a lot of queens take this approach in these transformation challenges where they try and make their partner look as similar to them as possible. And I feel like it's the best executed version of that we've seen.
Perhaps, yeah.
I find the whole like family resemblance criterion always quite a weird one. In the sense that I'm never quite sure what exactly they're looking for because when they wear similar outfits, they kind of go, well, I see that you're similar, but that's not quite enough. When they've got like kind of shared characteristics, they're sometimes like, well, you're sharing something, but it's not quite enough. I don't quite get what it is they're looking for all the time.
Well, this is what I think with this challenge, like the makeover challenge, it is. I think execution is the most important part of it. Like, you know, if makeup's not done well, if anything's sloppy, the hair's sloppy, the makeup's sloppy, the outfit's sloppy, then that's like what the judge is looking for. That's kind of crux of the challenge. So I think because of that, I felt when I was watching, I saw all the looks. I felt like Trinity should have been in the top with Naomi.
I thought she should have been in the
because
top
based on the
with
challenge,
Naomi.
based on criteria for challenge, I think Trinity did best in that. It's not a creative challenge. It's not a designer looking in the workroom. It's transform this person into a drag queen.
Yeah,
and he looks like you basically. Like that's what she did. Like she looked great.
I thought Miss Cracker won, and with a partner who looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, there was not much of a concept, but it looked
fair.
Like,
who would your like top two, safe two, and bottom two be? So if you've got like Naomi and Trinity as top two, who would you have had in the other positions?
Manila is safe, Monet is safe, Monique in the bottom, and Latrice in the bottom.
Monique and Latrice makes sense actually.
Yeah,
that's easy for me.
Even though like I liked Monique's a lot, but you know, if somebody has to, you know.
And then Monique would have stayed.
Yeah.
Just like
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know.
Well,
we don't know anymore.
But I don't think anyone would have been like, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of Monique because she's top competition."
These producers, at some point, it was always going to happen. Manila and Latrice in the bottom. They forced.
They
forced
especially
them.
on a best friends challenge.
Okay, so is this the critiques next, or is this workroom stuff? Oh yeah, this is judgment. So yeah, that judge, the second woman, can't remember her name. That was funny. You pointed it out, but I was writing that anyway. But like he said,
Grey's Anatomy.
I guess she's like you both see about one of the contestants, you both see the world the same way, and that really comes across your looks. Like,
She was
You're
getting
reading
so
way
very
more
Yeah,
shit.
like,
well.
what?
If you look at Monique looks, I don't think Monique's thinking like the
Oh,
eyes are
yeah.
the window to the soul.
Exactly,
She's
yeah.
going like, we're gonna make a face.
Yeah,
And that's,
exactly.
and don't get
that,
me wrong,
yeah.
that's what I love about Monique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she has no pretensions that this is like something else. It is genuinely
It's
just
true.
like made a face.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is. Yeah, yeah.
like,
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, even to Latrice, she was like, I can tell that your soul is full of soul. I want to meet your soul.
Really? Because she seems like
Like-
cold, like to me at the moment.
yeah.
Okay.
I just like looking into your soul. I just saw entitlement.
Yeah, exactly. Genuinely. Yeah.
and I like that.
Exactly. Okay, this is something I think is like I'm happy with myself for this one. So, okay,
Oh gosh.
Rue in the
Oh, gosh.
workroom. I don't think I mentioned that. Rue in the workroom, challenged Naomi to push herself out of the box, do something goofy
sorry.
and daring.
Did you guys catch me like this?
Oh no, Bendon's now.
Oh,
to
no.
do something goofy and daring, etc. And then she's obviously praised on the runway for doing that. But they obviously brought the looks with them. All the producers and Rue therefore knew exactly what Naomi was going to do. So that's why Rue said that in the workroom, because she knew what was coming. So
yeah.
she wanted to make it seem like it was her advice. It's like we talked about last week.
Change the world.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Well,
it's like we chatted about a few weeks ago, where like they give them feedback on the looks on the runway, but there's nothing they can do because they bring all the looks with them beforehand. So like they can make it seem like, oh, you've really elevated your drag based on my feedback last week.
Yeah.
But no, they haven't. It's like they had the look with them already. You knew they were going to bring that look next week, so you said it the previous week to make it seem like.
That's a really good point.
Come on,
actually.
that's a good point, right? I was so proud of
That was
myself
really
for that
good.
one.
That was really
That's
good.
why you guys subscribe. Tell everyone to subscribe to the real tea.
That's why like Latrice
So-
is just fucked because she ain't got.
That's what I mean. They must know that.
They
They're
gave her
still
advice
keeping
like,
her
can
on.
you stop wearing spangly dresses?
Yeah.
She just
She's like,
opened her suitcase and
Exactly,
cried.
yeah.
Like-
That's why I've not said it. But I think it'd be kind of frustrating to be Naomi had like bite your tongue on that to be like, oh yeah, thank you, Rue. Like,
oh my
I'm
god,
good honest about you. Yeah, exactly.
that's gonna be the final, isn't it? Like if Naomi's
Yeah.
in the final, it's totally gonna be her being like, you know what, I was playing it safe, and then,
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Rue
It's so
told me,
frustrating. Yeah.
Okay. That said, I do think she let that loose a lot in the lip sync, but I don't think it's necessarily because Rue told her.
Sorry, say again.
I think Naomi did kind of let loose in the lip sync, but I don't think that was necessarily
Oh
because
yeah,
of
yeah.
Rue.
No, I agree. But she slayed last lip sync. She slayed every lip sync. Like she's just I think you just underestimate her because she's such a quiet person.
She's so underrated when it comes to lip syncs.
I think it's more about that. Okay, so bit of a boring note, but there was actually a good prize this week for people. Like, was it trip to Poland?
Trip to Iceland.
Yeah.
Poland.
Well, they're all gone. They're all good. Plus 10k.
They could not be more different. Now that really bothers me.
Now, is Iceland in Europe or South America or where is it?
I'm leaning towards Asia. I'm not
Do you know
totally sure
anything
yet.
about Iceland?
It's a place that's green because Greenland's one was icy and Iceland was one that's green.
Yeah, it's quite rocky from my hook, but also fairly green. You kind of get
Quite
surpassed on that.
rocky.
You're quite
Do
rocky.
you know anything about
This
Iceland?
live stream's
Do
quite
you know
rocky.
that I've
No,
been to Iceland
things-
like last
No, I
year?
don't listen to your life. The things I'm terrible at, things I'm bad at, geography.
Life,
No, yeah, fair. Geography, memory,
history,
actors,
queer history.
queer history.
Breathing.
Yeah, but I feel like other things I'm okay at, but like there are things I'm
No,
very bad at.
anything but gaming. You're shit.
Pretty much, yeah, fair, pretty much.
But gaming, fair.
I don't slay the YouTube game.
Choices.
Oh god. I need that like a snake rattle thing. Yeah, thank you. No, don't be BB back. So back onto like the workroom stuff about who's gonna be in the bottom and shit. So Monet's still bitter about Manila.
I always find this stuff really ridiculous.
Forced. I think again forced
It's
by
so
producers
forced.
because they obviously made
Like,
it up.
Oh, but she saved her last week. Again, it's not saving. This is what really bugs me. They're like, oh, but I saved you last week. I'm so glad you saved me. It wasn't really saving. It was more that you thought the other person was shit
Yeah.
or like not as good.
Yeah.
Like that
You
isn't,
made a
in my
choice.
mind, saving unless you are genuinely like these two people are equal and I want you to stay. Like Manila with well, not necessarily equal, but like Manila with the whole Latrice thing of like I'm saving Latrice because she's my friend. That is saving.
Yeah.
But like getting rid of Valentina because she performed badly. That's getting rid of. That's
Exactly.
getting rid of her.
Yeah. So like I wrote down like in terms of Manila and Latrice like pleading their case, I felt like Manila seems so much more genuine. with the first queen she was talking to. I can't remember what the queen was.
Naomi.
Naomi, yeah. Like Latrice just
That
seemed
worked.
like arrogant. Yeah, I know, right? Latrice just seemed like above it, like, well, I'm, you know.
But then
Latrice bugged me.
But then when Latrice spoke to Naomi, she actually surprised me that she was just like, it seems like she was like ready to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Whereas Manila like was very heartfelt, like very like.
No,
but, like,
I mean like she was
who?
Latrice when she spoke to Monet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
She was saying like when she spoke to Naomi, she said like obviously like Manila's gonna stay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's my point. It's like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I was saying earlier on, like but why she picked Manila over Latrice? Because again, like
yeah.
Because Manila had this like really connecting moment with Naomi, where like again, what I liked about Manila, it wasn't like again. This is why I did think that Manila was a lot more genuine this episode, or like open, because like she wasn't like annoying. She wasn't like breaking down in tears for sake of it. She's like, if it's my time to go, like I'm going to be okay. I'm still going to be. Do you know what I mean? It seemed genuine. She's like, she wasn't like, please keep me. Like you must keep me for this. She's like, I feel like I deserve to stay. It's not my time to go. But if I do go, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? She was very genuine with it and like emotional still, and it's like an emotional moment.
Yeah.
But whereas Latrice was like, like she just seemed like above it almost.
Yeah.
So, like it was just.
I didn't necessarily like the way Latrice went about it, because it did feel a little bit like, oh, you and me, we're sisters, right? And like we can talk about this, and obviously like I need to stay because I need to win this, and like it's my destiny, and I'm actually queen of the universe, and I'm the dearly beloved. It was a little bit like that for me.
But then that's what I'm saying. That's how she talked to Monet. But then when she talked to Naomi, she was like,
yeah, she was nice to know.
She was like, Manila obviously she's like she deserves to stay kind of thing. It was weird that sort of 180 that she did. But I don't know.
I agree, of course.
What's saying?
That
my mom ain't black.
Because Naomi, we can't go for it again. It takes too much time. Because Naomi's stupid producers told us to do so. Yeah, but the producers told us to do so. Part especially, like It
will be interesting because I feel like Monet probably did send Latrice home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would guess 100%. So. Okay. So I just wrote that Manila looks gorgeous because there's laser close up on her face.
I really want to see the next episode.
Oh, okay. So lip sync. Let's talk about lip sync now. So, actually, Bobingo, you have some feelings, right?
Yeah, I have lots of feelings. Actually, so the first time I watched the lip sync, I was a little bit underwhelmed by Monet.
I think she did good.
And that's the thing. When I watched it again, I was like, "Oh, I actually really like this." I think for me, if the main problem for Monet in that lip sync is that you've got Naomi doing like crazy things in the background.
Yeah.
So which does distract from actually Monet giving a really heartfelt performance.
I was bearing that in mind when I was watching it. I'm like, this is. I tried to look at Monet's lip sync, just like I completely isolated from what Naomi's doing. I still think it was like, underwhelming. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I think she went for the emotional thing like Latrice has done previously and nailed. And I feel like it wasn't executed terribly. I don't think it was executed as well as it needed. Maybe she's thrown off by Naomi and the reaction she was getting from the judges.
I'm not sure.
Her lip sync was very tight.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was in a club and
a bit boring.
If I was in a club and I saw either one of those lip syncs individually, I would love them.
Yeah. Same.
Because actually, I think Monet's one was really clever in that it tied into this quite like tragic figure that Judy was. I think for me, it felt very much like. Actually, like Judy wouldn't necessarily have done all this like big crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It would have been this quite like almost understated and just delivering this kind of
very
treated material.
What?
Like treated material.
Yeah,
Monet did kind of build it.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of like.
She had the review in the end.
Yeah, and the kind of. I mean, the reveal wasn't as good as it could have been, I guess.
But, no. That's something I think that's terrible. I think that's really stupid.
And it didn't really feel like good payoff, at least in the way it was cut. And it, the scenes were cut.
I think it was just weak.
But I think generally, like she did build it up. Like there was a little bit more shaking and emotion in like the fight, like the later notes, which I thought was really good. But I mean, Naomi killed it.
I don't think it's taken far enough.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was taken far enough.
I think the gag really worked. Like the gimmick really worked against her as well. Like it was far too weak. Again, like it was just I don't know. The whole thing was just subpar. I felt amazing. But the Naomi was like slayed. She was like 10 miles ahead. She was really great.
It was.
I was wondering whether Monet through it actually, based on what I felt, how I felt she did in the lip sync.
I thought she really tried, but come on, Naomi was like, "Let me show you why I should be here."
I think she looked
Yeah.
so elegant in that outfit as well.
That
so good.
outfit was everything.
But it was also really clever because the whole thing felt still very like old Hollywood. It had this kind of like the kind of jerky actions. Like there was an element of like more modern Naomi thrown in, but there was this definite like jerkiness that was very like old Hollywood. Like but I loved it. I just really loved it.
Such a moment.
For me, it's like one of my favorite lip syncs in the last in this season. Like it's the one I will probably go back to. And the other one was a Naomi one as well. It was her one with Gia.
It's so funny that it made me think of Manila's lip sync, like the iconic one where she does the
MacArthur Park.
because it was so theatrical. And it felt like she was kind of capturing Manila there, and then she fucking sent her ass home. That was iconic. I thought to me it made it even more iconic that she sent her home. It was a good episode. I know people are gagged and stuff, but the
season is fun to watch. I agree. Like, I know Cos is still there and stuff, and like I know people have stopped watching it because of what's happening. Carlos said he's might stop watching as well because of what's happening, and like people are pissed off. I get it, but it's at the end of the day, it's a fun show, and it has been fun to watch. Like the ups and downs, and like
we hear
exactly, it gives us stuff to talk about.
Every Sunday, fucking for 2 hours talking about this shit.
Exactly, genuinely.
They're doing some right.
Yeah, hell yeah. Should we move on to see and teasing?
I don't know. Is Kurt being actually serious, by the way, with this?
Probably yeah. So she had a black umbrella that she held in front of her for about 30 seconds, put it on the floor, then picked it up at a point in the song, opened it, and some glitter fell out. Like chunky glitter.
The kind of problem I think as well was that like the glitter kind of fell out in front of her, so it kind of like was here.
That wasn't.
Whereas actually, you really want that reveal to be like glitter coming down in front of your face.
Yeah.
I think even.
I say this as the queen of reveals.
But I think even then, like.
I mean, I took the hoodie off earlier. Like, what more do you want?
Oh my god.
Good point, actually. Yeah,
take the shirt off.
The gag of the season. Cool. So see you in these.
Yeah. I need to think about mine for this.
I've got my nerve and talent. I don't need charisma.
I think nerve is probably more obvious than this one.
Yeah.
Charisma. I almost want to say no, not really.
I want to give it to Naomi for opening up, but obviously she's gonna have nerve.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how gorgeous Kurt Cobain's daughter is.
I said that. Yeah, she's stunning.
Actually,
like a proper drag fan, you can tell like a legit drag fan.
She is.
I think I know who I'm gonna keep the nerve for.
You know, she had a drag queen as a nanny.
Did she? Oh, that's so cool.
My dream life.
Nice.
I am gonna give charisma to Manila's partner for just being this like really adorable little bundle of joy.
And you're in love with him as well.
I am a little bit in love with him actually. And his little bow tie. I don't know what it is. I have a real thing for people. I just really love those like little bow ties. I have no idea why. I just really love them.
So many gorgeous men in this episode. It's just.
Yeah, everyone was really good looking.
Like, gay man, can you stop hugging the fucking beauty? Because it's just too much. It's just too much. They just know how to put it together. And straight men, fucking step your pussy up.
Is this a platform where you give you a shout out to straight men on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam, you're watching this.
Okay, I actually agree with Kurt. I'm going to give charisma to all the Judies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Judy.
That's
actually on iTunes now. You know that.
Oh, what, the song from the episode? Oh God.
Not just my rendition, just then, which is also
yeah, nice.
It was actually competing.
Outselling, yeah, exactly.
No, available.
I agree.
On OnlyFans.
I can't say anything else. Like it has to be for the Judies.
Yeah.
You as well? Or
yeah.
Someone else.
I'm giving it specifically to Manila's one, but to all the Judies in general. But like
to all the Judies out there.
To all the Judies out there.
I'm good. Okay.
Raise your hand.
I'm gonna give uniqueness to Latrice for her padding skills.
Oh no, this is what I was saving my nerve for.
You still use it for
your nerve. Very unique padding for sure.
My uniqueness, I think.
Oh, good advice, Kurt, of course.
I'm gonna go. Who's unique?
If that's from Poundland, then you rock it.
I'm gonna have a uniqueness for Grant's outfit. No, uniqueness for. Have you done yours?
Same cut, don't
I'm
worry.
gonna do Naomi. Has to be. She was the most unique in this episode, in a marvelous way.
I'm gonna go for uniqueness for Monet for being the only one who liked that reveal.
Fair. Okay, nerve. Obviously, Naomi. No one needs to be said on
No,
that.
my nerve is going to Latrice for sending her partner out like that.
Yeah, fair. Totally fair.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fucking hell. Nerve. Ooh. I don't know. Who's got the nerve? Who's got the nerve?
You've got the nerve, I need to see me through.
I don't know. Maybe that lady from Grey's Anatomy talking about esoteric, bringing the esoteric into it.
Yeah.
She's got the nerve to sit there and just like judge on nothing, on feeling and spirit and soul.
Yeah.
She's really clever though. Like she can just see into souls like that.
Yeah.
She just gets it straight away. We're all thinking
got
it.
it. Yeah.
She said we're all
She's
thinking.
like the highest. I think her salary is like the highest one for
Grey's Anatomy.
for a
Really?
series. Like she's the highest earning
Whoa.
woman.
She's probably like
Obviously
just got into
not
this.
a man.
She probably just got into the psyche of like whoever's paying her. Like I can see why. Like I can see you're such a great person, and like you really want to give me all this
Sold
money.
her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's
He's like, I
really
do
bad.
want to give you all my money. You're right. Okay, talent. I'm gonna go first because for me, I got to feel very passionate really about this. Manila for her makeup skills. I
Yeah.
think both her and her partner's makeup looked gorgeous. I think the best makeup we saw this episode was her and her partner.
Yeah.
I'm
Agreed.
gonna give it to Trinity actually. I thought the craft, like she's just fucking talented at drag. It's spotless from head to toe every time. And I thought she should have been in the top. Yeah.
I'm gonna give my talent to Naomi for not only her outfits and makeover, but then also that lip sync because I think that was
Fair, totally fair.
fucking great.
Yeah. She hadn't out-nerved me, then I would have given the talent, obviously. Okay.
Okay. We made it through.
We did. Good job, everyone.
We can get home for dinner.
Oh, wait, first of all, I need a cheeky recommendation from you before you leave.
Oh.
You know, this episode made me kind of miss Marvelous Miss Maisel, which is one of my favorites.
It's really good. You watched it, don't you? Watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
A couple episodes into season 2.
It's really cute. I love that
It's a
show.
very nice show.
And it just makes you happy. If you ever I was like ill in the couch one day and just
Gilmore Girls is the best show for that. You know, same writer.
yeah.
Yeah. Gilmore Girls is like the best comfort TV.
I've still not seen any of it.
It's good. I think you'd
I
like
feel like
it.
I would enjoy
We should
it.
watch some later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah, very good show.
It's really cute and makes you happy, and the outfit, everything.
It's cool. It's very well produced. Well,
I recommend Squarespace.
For
What
your-
website needs? I actually don't know. I feel like I've not really done anything over the last week or so. So,
Jesus, Bob, yeah.
I recommend self-care because it's
Oh,
important.
wow. I
okay.
am on medication again.
I don't have anything
And
else.
I'm making everybody know it because I should not be ashamed
Exactly.
You should be
to
ashamed.
have medication.
Exactly.
I've have a lot of panic
It's the
attacks.
medication to make you less Brazilian.
Yes, I'm just trying to whiten the skin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for panic attacks and it's the symptoms and stuff, and it's yeah. I've only started taking them today. Have not had a panic attack.
Good job.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
But thank God for meds.
Yeah. Nice one. We've all been there.
Cos has become BB. in
Yeah.
the chat.
Repeatedly. What was I going to say?
Indeed,
Okay.
c'est bon, c'est bon.
C'est bon, c'est
Mocha
bon.
chocolate. Oh, you can't touch this snatch.
Oh my God.
Lift it up, bring it to the bar. And then that really shit attempt at lip syncing her own laughter.
Oh God. Yeah. You're right. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh my Jesus.
Anyway.
Why was she in All Stars 3 again? Can anyone remember?
No, it's not a weird producing thing. No one understood. She's supposed to be a model.
Nobody
She
wanted
wasn't
her
a
there.
model. I know.
No, nobody.
Not
Not even BB.
I know. My recommendation is Buster's new single Radio. It's really, really good. But although, like, actually, their last album, because it's like really, it's like if you like the soundtrack to the movie Drive, their last album was like very much in that vein, different to what you'd expect.
Because I follow Richard. You know the guy from Pointless, the big tall guy.
Mhm.
Richard
Yeah.
Yeah. I follow him on Twitter, and he just tweeted like that he really likes the new that might come as a surprise, but he really likes the new Busted album.
Yes, I didn't like any of her old stuff, but like the new stuff is really good. But you've heard, like I sung like quite a lot of Busted,
Yeah.
so you just you get like it's cool. Like it's not what you'd think Busted to be, right?
He did well. Sings it well.
Thank you, appreciate that. If you guys want to see a cover, let me know. Okay, right, that's it. Anyone got anything else to say?
You're not gonna say that I'm a great singer too, thanks.
No, you know already. We've got stuff on the
Fucking
channel.
wasted that compliment.
Sorry.
96.
Still on season 11, guys.
Yeah. Actually, okay. One last question. I know you're gonna want to get home, but like, not a long discussion, but just quick. Like, who's the queen you're most looking forward to? Like, who's the queen that's most for you from season 11 Meet the Queens?
Oh, I haven't even watched
Whoa,
them
whoa,
properly
whoa.
yet.
Season 11 Meet the
Silky
Queens.
does seem like one I'd
Oh.
enjoy.
Who's the one that stands out to you the most?
Miss Vanjie and the fat one.
Okay.
Silky,
And
yeah.
I don't feel bad about saying the fat one.
Yeah,
She's the fat one,
I-
and she loves it, and she's amazing. She burped on camera, and I'm in.
Yeah, fair.
I'd say either Silky or is it Brooklyn Heights?
Oh, okay. Mine is Scarlett O'Hara.
Which one was that?
The one that's super intense, like old Hollywood style.
Oh, I liked her too.
Yeah.
I liked her
She's
too.
like, you've not seen anything like her on a show before, so I'm excited to like.
I'm worried that
Seems-
Evie Oddly is going to be like, I'm
on her
odd.
as well. Like she doesn't seem like that.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. If you watch
I
Meet the
haven't
Queens-
seen much of
That's
it.
what I mean. She's not.
I liked a lot of the queens. I like that one. I like the oddly one.
But
That
let's
Scarlett, she has a very serial killer vibe.
I know. I love
does?
fully here for
I
that.
like
Scarlett.
Oh, yeah.
So we did like maybe do a full discussion if you guys are interested. Maybe something mid. I don't know. I'm busy this week as well. Maybe we can find some time to do like a season 11 discussion. And if you guys want to see that, let us know. We'll try and squeeze it in somewhere. So it'll be fun to talk about it in more detail. I think.
I feel like she'll be hot out of drag.
I'm interested to see. I'm very curious. Okay. Cool. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank
Remember to full
Club
to
96.
subscribe, and most of all, visit Club 96.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and watch our video from this afternoon.
It'll take me a bit of time to edit, but I got up this week. Yeah, if you want to see how this perfect look was accomplished, then watch the video if you want. Okay, love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye.